First time watching Better Call Saul Season 6, Episode 6 as well. This one's called Axe and Grind. Before we do that though, welcome to my channel. How are y'all doing? My name's Affan. Let's talk a little bit about the previous episode. So in the previous episode, we had a few things going on. First off, the episode was called Black and Blue, which someone reminded me that there was an episode in Breaking Bad called Negro y Azul, which means black and blue, literally, just in Spanish. Also, black and blue is something that refers to getting your pooper beat, which I did as well, by the way. Speaking of boxing, Jimmy and Howard had a boxing match. I did too. I went to my old gym after a long time and wanted me to spar, and I sparred. And you guys cannot see it because my frame of the glasses is covering it. But right here, I got a dark mark from it as well. And then I got one right here on the nose as well. Anyways, just regulation. It happens. We also learned that Mike has, his people following Jim and Kim. But also, now Howard has a PI following Jim as well. So you got two PIs following Jim. I wonder if those two PIs are gonna run into each other. Probably are gonna. They have to notice each other, right? Their job is to notice things, do you know what I mean? So Lalo is in Alemania, which means Germany, if you didn't know. And he's with Margareta. They're so cute together, but we know what his motives are, so not so cute, I suppose, but also kind of cute, weirdly, morbidly, do you know what I mean? Cliff believes fully that Howard is on coke, and also he might have an interest in the lovely ladies of the street and their lovely services, but only that he might not be so lovely to them. And I'm not talking about the fun kind of not lovely. The one that they enjoy, not that kind of lovely, the other kind of not lovely. Anyways, everybody at the courthouse dislikes Jim because of his association with Lalo. And because of his association with Lalo, he's attracting a new kind of clientele. And Francesca is back. He's got the new office as well, one Breaking Bad fans are all too familiar with. Oh, I almost forgot. Someone told me Spooge, Mr. Spooge, is the ATM dude from Breaking Bad, the dude who crushed his wife's head with the ATM, basically, or his wife crushed his head, or something, one of those, I don't remember exactly. I did think I recognized him, or he seemed familiar. Also, it was Ignacio. Remember that when Saul said that? Yeah, it all makes sense now. Rest in peace, Nachito, once more. Man, I love that character. It was just so heartbreaking. But yeah, that's about it. Let's get into this episode without any further ado. Here we go. Gotta wear socks, man.
Really? What is going on with you? She's never done anything like this before. Never. She's a straight-A student. She's always got her nose in a book.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. She was caught red-handed.
You know better than this, Kim. I'd say I'm nip it in the bud. Protecting her from the consequences of her own actions.
I do have some discretion here. Our main concern is we just don't want to see the same faces over and over. So if you can promise me that this was a one-time thing...
Well, Kim, you heard Mr. Pearson. Are you going to do it again?
I thought she was in the principal office or something.
No, I don't expect you to...
I'm not paying for it. She is. This is coming out of your allowance. I don't care if it takes 10 years. We called the police.
Well, including sales tax.
You've been very, very kind.
Is she playing him all this time?
Thank you.
And I'm sorry?
You got a fine mother there. You don't want to disappoint her again.
Thank you for being so understanding.
No.
She was playing them, huh? I did think that maybe she's saying all those things because she knows he's not gonna go through with him, and she's just a kid, do you know what I mean?
Here, I got you something. See? Your mom's good for something. Relax. You got away with it.
Oh, she does have a fantastic mother. By the way, speaking of fantastic mothers, for a second there when she was, I don't know, from a certain angle, she kind of looks like, not the kid, but the actual, the adult Kim, do you know what I mean? All right, yeah. Okay. Wow. What a way to raise a kid, eh? You've seen this before as well. Her mom, yeah, they have issues. She kind of sounded like her too, do you know what I mean? Looked a bit like her as well. It's a pretty good casting, you know? The adult Kim, I'm saying. The mother looked like the adult Kim.
Worries flutter by and the dollar bills.
Howie and his Hamdingo Blue. That's,
Morning.
forgot her name. The person you talked about in the session. Ooh.
That's for you.
It's like the
Hey.
chicken leg. There's also like a symbol. I don't know if it's a brand or what. It's like that, like a Y.
Can't believe it's been a whole year.
Why would you do that? He spent. Oh, she's on the go. Okay, I see.
In fact, it's possible you might hear or see something. I couldn't say what. Just know that if you do, whatever it is, I'm handling it. I will put an end to this, whatever it takes. I thought you should know.
Duly noted. I'm having dinner with the Appels tonight, so you've got the house to yourself.
I thought it said apples there for a second.
I will.
They're both robots. He put so much effort into that coffee or whatever that was.
One tried to bring a pet cockatiel into the waiting room. That caused a bit of a ruckus.
She's ruined it.
Looked like he made a cash withdrawal. I couldn't get a good angle through the window, but I counted 4, maybe 5 stacks. I'd say somewhere in the ballpark of 20 grand. I'm not a lawyer. But is there any reason he'd need that much cash in the normal course of business?
No legitimate reason.
It's the illegitimate reason. The bastard reason.
All right.
Ah, this was the patient. She brought her dog, eh?
This has been sterilized. It's brand new, and for you, it goes under the armpit. Sorry. I cannot wait to be done with all of this. I love being a vet. Look over there. See that? That's what it's all about.
This guy does love his animals.
It's this other stuff. It's getting
Right.
too much.
Oh, so you're closing up shop?
Yep. Leaving town. Once I sell my little black book, it's gonna be all animals all the time.
Black Book?
Yeah, keys to the kingdom. You call me up.
All the contacts? Ah, right.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I think we found the Zodiac killer.
Well, I'm not keeping my contacts in plain English.
Did that say vacuum? Yeah, best quality vacuum. That's how he got him.
What a waste.
You think?
Did you see how many people he had in that book? I mean, he's raking it in, day out. It's passive income, minimal risk. I can't believe he's walking away from that.
Well, he knows what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
What?
Like crooked nose or something? Whoa. Oh, the pupils there.
This morning, I did an informal survey of the courthouse parking lot, and by my count, over a third of the vehicles had something similar hanging from their rearview mirrors. I believe your car was one of them, Your Honor. So, point is that this was not routine. Officer Connell knew my client. In fact, he arrested him 5 years ago when Joshua was a juvenile.
That was nicely argued. 50 hours. Huh. And the contracts office, they pay?
$700 a case, flat.
So you're making minimum wage, more or less?
Basically.
Have you heard of the Jackson Mercer Foundation?
Of course, they fund justice reform programs on the East Coast. I wish we had something like that out here.
Well, it's a bit hush-hush at the moment, but we will soon. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
He came through with that offer. You know, the previous one they talked about. The meeting, you know?
Kim! Hi!
Oh, wow. Look at the office. That is pretty decent.
Sorry. Saul is letting me take a free hand.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I see.
Professional and refined, but still, you know, inviting.
Oh, it's definitely inviting. It's classy.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, classy's the word. Yeah. Decent, classy, you know.
Contractor who does it for a price, so I just went for it. I've also got a pair of water features coming for Serenity.
Francesca, you really have an eye.
Get going. Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
Right, they got married.
Saul told me you guys got married. Can I ask, are you registered anywhere?
That is so sweet. No, it was all very low key. We have everything we need.
Registered, like, what does that mean? 'Cause I thought it just meant, like, registered as a married couple. Like, she said that's so sweet. Or was she joking?
Blur, okay? We need him to be recognized. That's the whole point. Kim, hey.
Hey, everyone.
We started late.
Camera crew.
The equipment.
I don't control.
10 minutes to set, guys.
Oh, thank you, 10.
Aren't I?
The 10th Doctor?
Yeah, Cliff thinks I have a good shot.
A good shot. You have more than a shot. They're gonna love you on sight.
The only thing is, the lunch is on D-Day.
So, what? You don't have to be there on the day. Was Eisenhower on Omaha Beach? No. Kim, this is great, right? It's huge.
Wow.
It is pretty great.
Kim, this is fantastic.
Wow. Ooh, lovely. That was abrupt. I'm like, is this the Mountain Man? But the Mountain Man is a crisp. I don't know why I was expecting like someone with an arrow.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Das ist Privatgelände.
Lalo.
Are you lost?
Oh my goodness, I'm like, I know this guy. This is one of the youngs. I see. Okay. Oh wow. Did you guys see that? That pattern? That was in the coffee, wasn't it, earlier? There it is. I know it's fairly common in buildings, but come on.
Who are you? I'm not here for you. This is about Fring. Oh, I want to know.
You should have said that. Why did you come out with a gun? The fuck?
How did you find me?
Margaret Siegel.
What have you done to her?
Nothing. You sent her a kid.
Which side of the axe did he hit him with?
Carajo! I think you broke one of my ribs.
Was acting like... Wait, so he hit him with the solid side, not the sharp side?
Tie that off before you bleed to death. You and I are gonna have a talk.
Because if you got hit that hard with an axe, the sharp side, he should not be standing up that way, barely in pain. Oh, lovely.
The last thing you want is to look like you're some kind of loner.
Oh, this is the pillars and everything. That's this area.
You made that call, right? Make it
About that, I just had a couple of questions.
Francesca, can we sidebar in the law library?
That's the toilet.
We can't be holding a graduate seminar in constitutional law every time I give you something to do. What I'm paying you, it is above market. To whom much is given, much is expected. Let me hear.
Do you have a question about the Sandpiper Crossing case? Yes, my mother's out at the facility in meeting on Thursday.
Yes, you're talking about the meeting.
Thing is, she's lost her dial-in instruction.
I'd be happy to help you with that. What's your mother's name?
Marnie Stuber. That. Bless your heart.
Very simple. The meeting is happening at our office you called just now. Press 7 and then enter the passcode. I can 59.
8421.
Got a paper or something.
Was that so hard?
Francesca. The way she was walking, I felt so bad for her.
Hey, don't turn around. Finish what you're doing. Clean up on aisle 9.
You clean it up.
Yeah. Makes sense now. She was behind like a glass window in the office, we remember, right? Yeah. A laundromat of doom.
Stretch thin. You got guys at the lawyers, the garage, Varga's upholstery shop.
Your point?
Seems to me the most obvious place to pull from is Alameda Street.
My guys stay on Alameda.
Alameda is a long shot.
Boss has a problem. He knows how to reach me. If you have a problem, I'm right here.
So he had a problem, not the boss. How many houses did they get? Or did they just have these like for business purposes, but now are you utilizing it for this? Like business meaning like rent or whatever.
Almost ready. Want to know the star closest to Earth? Huh? Tell me. It's the sun. That's right. Hi, Pop Pop.
Hey, kiddo. You ready for some stargazing?
Oh, it's his head.
There you go.
He's trying to lure in Lalo by removing the security there because he's still watching him.
Bigger than the Earth.
Uh-huh. It's called a gas giant.
Ooh. That's not very nice.
Pop Pop. It's time.
Oh, my mistake.
What's next? Almost bedtime. Let's say goodnight. But Mom.
Hey, you do what your mother said.
Good night, Pop Pop. Love you.
Love you.
Love you, baby.
Oh, man.
Really? Well, I hope they're paying you overtime.
They're making it worth my while.
Oh, yeah.
That's good to hear. Same time tomorrow?
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh, man, when he gets upset, there's this pain in his voice. What's this all about? He removed the security from him that house, but he's staying in a house across so he can watch him. So he's basically, is he trying to like lure Lalo? Like if he's going to go there, now is the chance because now there's no guards, but there are guards obviously just in a different house. Would Mike use his family like that? Bait like that? I don't know. That's why I'm thinking there's some notes going on that I'm missing. But I mean, they are, I guess, protected still. You know what I mean? They're right across, so.
Hey, let's go out.
Out where?
Outside.
Omaha Beach.
Lovely. Bring your guns. I'm like, is Lalo in there? I don't know why I think dude was camping out here in the trees. He could have just rented like a room across from Margaret. You know? HHM.
Victory in Santa Fe, victory in Albuquerque. Don't worry about anything except for your pitch, okay? I'll record the whole show and we can listen to it later.
It's a date.
All right.
It's the wood box, upper left.
Oh, right you are. Didn't realize we had any left.
Zafiro Añejo, of course. Oh, it's for the date, right? Ooh, that's the judge.
It's all paid for.
Thank you.
They did the stills, right, to make that guy look like him, but he has a broken arm or something now. He left. Scheiße. Uh-oh. You gotta make an adjustment. Did you make sure, get the color of the hand thing?
A justice system that works for everyone. And
He's gonna call her? By the way, I still haven't forgotten about her and driving.
You ask, he didn't shave his mustache. He broke his arm.
Are you serious?
The guy has a giant cast on his left arm. And I just checked. So, we're gonna pull the plug and we are going to live to fight another day.
What other day?
And we'll figure it out.
E-Day. Not D-Day. She's not gonna, is she? She's going back. She's gonna do this on Dick Day.
It happens today.
U-turn, let's go! Walter White that shit, let's go! That's the end? That's the end! What the? Can they tell us what's happening already? There's like 5 episodes of setup, man. It's amazing, though. Love it. I cannot wait to see the next episode. Wow. Not much is happening, but so much is happening. Like I said, I really want to see the next one right now. And if you guys want to see it right now, you can. It's on my Patreon. Link in the description to my Patreon. Check it out. Also, I upload full-length reactions there as well, if you're into that sort of thing. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for supporting me all this time. And yeah, it's been great, man. But this episode, okay, so man, there's a lot that happened in this one, actually, you know? Like a lot of little things, do you know what I mean? Like no major events, but a lot of little subtle things. We had the whole thing with Kim's mom again. We saw her for a second time. We saw Kim as a baby, and she was being used. I did think that there was something going on because she was way too harsh. Just as I said that, I'm like, well, my parents would be way harsher than that, actually, if I got caught stealing. Do you know what I mean? So I guess not very harsh, but I don't know why. I guess it's because of the previous encounter we've had with Kim's mom. I just didn't expect her to be this way. It's just kind of weird because, I mean, I'm basically judging her based off one meeting. You know, it's not good. But, I mean, I was right. So that makes it less worse, right? Anyways, yeah, I did think she was trying to play the guy like, oh, obviously I'm going to say these things. And she's just a child. And she's like a really good student, like she said. And a really good child, you know? Like she's never done anything like this before. So, like, they're obviously not going to press any charges or anything like that. And then it turns out that it was. Now, I'm not sure about this, but the earrings, and see, I've seen these before. So were those the same ones that her mom got her? I think they were, but I just wasn't, because I didn't get like a good look at them. But I think they are. I've seen them before as well. Like when I saw them in the car, I'm like, wait, I recognize those. Let me know. I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, so we had that whole situation going on, and you could tell that she was very uncomfortable in all of it, you know? Like even her mom said there at the end that I didn't think you had it in you to pull it off. And, you know, she didn't feel too comfortable doing that. And then for comfort, we see her, you know, grabbing her mom's hand too, walking back. And I mean, it's just so perfect. Like the casting of the mom I thought was brilliant. I mean, she's very much like the adult Kim, you know, in the looks department a little bit, but also in the way she talked and the way she sounded as well. And, it just, you know, I wrote it down here. It just made me think about this little parallel. I don't know if it was deliberate or I'm just reaching too much because, you know, I do reach. We had this sort of parallel here drawn between Jimmy and Kim here. Another one. I mean, there was a few of them, actually. So you had the parent thing. So you had Jimmy and his dad and how he was, and Jimmy becoming the way he is today due to the events that took place with his dad. So in his case, people were taking advantage of his dad, whereas in Kim's case, it seems like it might be her mom. And I do understand that these are both adults and they understand their choices, but other people are pushing them in a certain direction. You know, you cannot ignore that aspect of it either. And it seems like with Kim that her mom might be the one. Because this whole time I'm thinking, like, Jim is pushing her. And again, like I said, Kim has to bear responsibility, and she does. But Jim is pushing her. But at the same time, I think this might have been there all this time, and it might have been because of her mom and how she is with her mom and what her mom made her do. You know, her mom takes advantage of other people, whereas in Jim's case, other people took advantage of his dad. And so they built this personality where they had to learn to live a certain way and to grow up and be a certain way. And so, you know, that's how they are. That's why these things come so easily to them, because they've seen it all their life, it would seem. You know, Jim from other people to his dad, her from her mom to other people, right? So it's amazing, you know, once you realize what's actually happening, how deeper it actually goes. And then you have, like I said, that's just one thing that I realized. And there's the whole other thing with Howard and Chuck as well. So you had Jimmy with Chuck, right? And Chuck being the one pushing Jimmy in this direction. And again, before the Chuck stands come at me, I know Jimmy is an adult and he understands the consequences of his actions. So if he makes an action, he knows there's a reaction, and so he has to be blamed for that. But you cannot ignore that Chuck definitely pushed him in this direction. You had the same, and actually, now that I think about it, Chuck actually had a similar conversation. I mentioned it, I think, in that episode as well, where Howard had a conversation with Kim trying to warn him about Jimmy. And, you know, Kim took that completely wrong, like in the completely wrong sense, like, oh, he's riding on his white horse or whatever she said, you know. So that's sort of a, and Chuck obviously warned Kim about Jim before as well. So that's sort of a you could say a moment where she sort of like really went crazy in that direction. She was doing it before that too, but that's when she kind of flipped and really wanted to hurt Howard. Another parallel there is also, this includes Howard, is that Howard was trying to help Kim, and obviously she took it a completely wrong way. Howard was also trying to help Jim, if you remember, and he just snapped at him like, oh, I'm so big and I'm this and that, do you know what I mean? So it would seem that both these people, when they're told something like you need help, they perhaps perceive it as them being seen as weak, and because they've had these experiences with their parents, Jimmy directly with his parents, and then Kim, like I said, you know, her mother doing this to other people, they don't want to be seen as those people. Jim does not want to be seen as his father, so when he was offered help, he's like, wait, so you think I'm like my father? And that's when he snaps, right? I think that might be going on with Kim as well. When she's offered help by Howard, snaps, Thanos. So they're very similar in that way, and they're like feeding off of each other's energy as well. And, you know, it's not so simple just to say, oh, it's all their, you know, fault, and just to put all the blame on them. And I'm not doing that. But it's also not so simple just to put all the blame on other people, which some of you think I am. I'm not. I mean, I get it. Obviously, I've said this in Breaking Bad, like way back. You have to own up your own action. You can blame others all you want, but at the end of the day, it was you who did it, so you have to own up. And of course, you cannot ignore then what others did. But it was that mom scene. That's what I'm saying. Like, so many little things happened, but it went so much deeper than what we saw. For me, at least. And again, I do like to reach, so I might be reaching with some of these, but it was really interesting. It just clicked out of nowhere. I wrote like a whole paragraph here. All of that is here, do you know what I mean? Also Howard, the way he talked about his wife or whoever, I don't know how they're related, but his partner, the person he's living with, they're not on great terms. And it would seem Howard is actually putting an effort in to try to make it. But then at the same time, again, you know, this goes back to what I said about Kim's mom. We can't just judge someone based on one scene, right? But it would seem, you know I said you shouldn't or you can't, but I'm gonna still. It would seem she's kind of like a robot, similar to Howard. You guys know what I mean by robot, like professional, you know, just to the point, gets the job done, you know, like Howard, you know what I mean? So they're in a way perfect for each other. But I think Howard is trying to reach out and trying to do stuff for her, like that coffee or whatever, latte, or I don't know what it's called. I don't drink any of that stuff. It actually is like, I don't know, it hurts my stomach. I'd go to the bathroom and, you know, so one of those. And it's a coffee or latte or a espresso, or there's so many that I don't even know what's the difference. You know what I mean? They're all coffee to me, so I'm just gonna call it coffee. Like, he actually put an effort in, and he made those patterns and stuff. And then we saw those patterns in the buildings and everywhere, really. In Saul's office, we saw that pattern as well. Yeah, it was really interesting. We also then saw Francesca being so happy and so giddy about setting up the office, and the office looked really classy. But then we see her later on making the call, and the dude pissing in the thing, and just so done with all of it. And you obviously know what the office looks like later on and how many changes there have been made. So yeah, there's a lot happening, and not entirely sure what's up with the photos and the fake judge dude. How exactly is that gonna pan out? My theory, I guess, is that so Jimmy's meeting this guy, like replicating him and stuff. Why? Is he going to pose some compromising pictures or something like that? But the pictures we saw were just regular pictures, like them talking and stuff. So how exactly he's going to play around with that? Because he's played around with pictures and videos and stuff before with the Kevin case, you know what I mean? So he's going to frame them in some way, shape, or form. But how exactly he's going to go about that, I'm not entirely sure. He's a judge also, which means that at some point Jimmy will run into him. So he wouldn't want to do too much damage there, because the judge is obviously not going to be too happy about this. And so then if a case does go to him, Jimmy's done. Although we would like to hope that judges would not be biased, and I think most of them aren't, but sometimes it's a bit difficult not to be biased, you know, when someone like Jimmy messes with you. But yeah, we'll soon see what the plan there is. Howard's PI is on them. He's taking a lot of pictures as well. Surely Howard's PI would catch on to the camera crew and all that, right? He has to. There has to be a way that they know that they're setting up this fake judge and everything. They have to know that, right? Or maybe the PI sucks. Anyways, or maybe they're just holding that information back for shock value. Maybe they are. Who knows? Like, maybe the PI knows and Howard knows as well, but it's going to be shocking. Because they talked about the money and all that, you know, like, so like he's falling basically everywhere. So yeah, then there's a whole Lalo situation. Lalo just walking casually in style with a gun, and he tells him, I'm not here for you. I'm not here to hurt you. Well, if you weren't here for him and not here to hurt him, why did you come out with a gun? Why didn't you just tell him that from the beginning? But yeah, when he gets hit, the way he was acting, I thought he was split open with the axe, but it would seem that maybe he got hit with the back side of the axe, not the front, not the sharp side. And while that obviously hurts a lot and can cause severe injuries, I mean, it's not as deadly or fatal as the getting hit with the sharp side. And he fakes it, and he's in that moment, like, just impromptu comes up with that, like, let me fake it so he can feel comfortable around me and can get close to me. And once he does, paper cut, let's go. Wow, that guy's a fucking beast, isn't he? He's pretty smart, but like someone said, more than his smarts, it's just his not giving a shitness. I don't know what that is called, if there's a word for that, but it's just his demeanor, just like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna kill this guy, or who cares if the cops find out? I'm gonna make sure I get to the point, to the end of this, whatever it takes. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. And it's just lovely. It's another brilliant example of it in this one. Although I do feel bad for that guy. He's gonna get tortured quite a bit. I have a feeling. I'm glad Margaret at least is safe, and like I said in the previous episode as well, I'm glad that she got to experience something, you know, in that department, and got to talk about her husband as well, and perhaps maybe that was a bit helpful in moving on and, you know, easing the pain of it all and the memories. But yeah, that was that really. That's all I have to say for this one. Just a teeny tiny little, you know, talking at the end. I talked a lot, didn't I? Anyways, thank you for watching. If you're still here, wow, you've got patience for listening to me. Thank you. And like I said, if you want to see the videos, the next one, you can right now on Patreon. And also the full-length reactions are there as well. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for supporting me. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a nice